Hey Summoner School and viewers, Aoki here. This video is going to cover what should be your mental checklist before roaming as support. As a player that roams quite often, I know there are a few key points you need to consider before leaving your ADC in an attempt to secure an early kill in mid. So let's get to it. The first point you need to consider before roaming, is your ADC mobile? Does he have a dash, like Lucian, that can be used as an escape in case the enemy support doesn't like you roaming in hard engages on your now alone ADC? The second point you need to consider before roaming is, does my ADC have more summoner spells such as heal or flash than the enemy laners? Is the enemy Alistar support just going to flash Q on my ADC while I'm gone? 99% of the time, you aren't going to want to leave an allied Ashe with no flash up or any form of escape alone in lane. You want to be considerate of your lane partner and not leave your ADC hanging out to dry. The third point you need to consider before roaming is, are you going to run into the enemy jungler? Take a look at the map and consider where your jungler is. If you happen to get caught by the enemy jungler, is your jungler in a position that he'll be able to assist you? You don't want to become a liability by roaming, so if the enemy jungler hasn't shown on the map lately, you might want to reconsider roaming mid because odds are the enemy jungler can take you in a 1v1. The fourth point you need to consider before roaming is, are you even going to get anything out of this? If the enemy mid laner is immobile, such as Twisted Fate or Ahri pre-level 6, you can almost guarantee that you're going to take at least their flash, if not their life, in a successful roam. However, walking all the way up to the river, sitting in the bush for 30 seconds, and then getting ZW juked is a terrible waste of your time. Mobile mid laners take a lot more coordination and effort to gank, and usually require your mid laner to bait out their mobility move. The fifth point you need to consider before roaming, am I walking over wards? If you've seen the enemy support ward the river or noticed the enemy mid laner has gotten suspiciously 1,000 times safer ever since you stepped into his bush, you're most likely wasting your time. The sixth and final point you need to consider before roaming is, does my ADC even know or notice that I'm roaming? No matter what elo you are, it's a nice gesture to type out to your ADC that you're roaming. In lower elos especially, your ADC might not have the map awareness to realize that you've left and won't be returning for a while. So there it is. These are just a few of the points you might want to consider and make note of before roaming. Roaming is a risky maneuver that, when performed correctly, can win your mid laner lane for you, and when performed incorrectly, can lose your team bot lane. The gist of this video is to carefully consider the potential pros and cons before roaming. It's a maneuver that doesn't belong in every matchup or game, but also one that, when used with surgical precision, can win you games. This has been Aoki, thanks for watching. Want to give a shout out to Boom Doctor for their recent donation to the stream. Hope to see you guys at the stream. Peace.